Hey, I'm Jakira Black and this is another quick video, a really quick video because I have got editing to do and I really need to do it. But I've been reading this book. I've read the next chapter again for Self-Editing for Fiction Writers, How to Edit Yourself into Print by Rennie Brown and Dave King. So I am remembering some of the name now, not much. I've been reading today the chapter on interior monologue. Which I think I definitely thought it was something else. I actually thought that stream of consciousness and interior monologue was exactly the same thing. The thing is, it's very easy to sort of like hear these terms and just like, oh, that means this and that means that, and no. You know, sometimes we just don't understand things straight away, and that's natural and that's okay. And, you know, we need books like this to actually help us to understand what they actually mean, because learning about these things is going to actually make us better writers, and it's going to make us better editors, which is rather important. So anyway, so this is about when I find the page, interior monologue. So first of all, let's talk about what actually interior monologue is, because if it's not stream of consciousness, then what exactly is it? Because the thing is, stream of consciousness, I was thinking and I was talking to someone about it, and stream of consciousness is more like a first person narration, or if it's a third person narration and suddenly we're in the character's head instead of in the narrator's head, and then it jumps back out again really quickly. That's, you know, streams of consciousness. Whereas interior monologue is more about the narrator, the third person narrator, and to what level that narrator is actually in there. It sort of like knows how the character feels. So obviously with interior monologue, he knows, you know, the narrator knows how the character feels, and shares those details in an omniscient way. So that's what it is basically. It is basically that the third person narrator is sharing how the character feels, but it's them sharing it and not the actual character, because this narrator is all-knowing. So it suggests in here to highlight all your interior monologue to see how much there is. I do a lot of first person streams of consciousness, but then again, first person is all a stream of consciousness, really. It's just different variations. But I do a lot of character thoughts. So, yeah. But the thing is, you know, with the story I'm writing at the moment, that is in a third person. So obviously, I can use this interior monologue, and if I want to jump into the actual character's voice, I either do a stream of consciousness, or I just say he thought, she thought. So yeah, but it suggests to highlight it all and mark every passage that it occurs inside someone's head. And it says, if there's a lot of it, check to see how much is actually interior monologue. because it could actually be dialogue in disguise. So it could be something that your character could actually say out loud, maybe. And the thing is as well, I suppose it could possibly be just too much description, really, in the form of an interior monologue. Because obviously, you know, when you think about description, you know, there's the right amount and then there's too much. And too much definitely with me sort of like will stop me reading the book, because it's just like, oh, give me strength, for goodness sake, I want to die if there's so much, you know. Whereas, you know, like with interior monologue, I suppose it's about breaking it up as well and making it more manageable. So if there is a lot of interior monologue, maybe breaking it up so there's less description in it, maybe, if there is a lot, but also having some of it as dialogue would, you know, make it more manageable for us readers and for the writer writing it, really. And it says, are you using it to show things that should be told? So in other words, are you using it to show, you know, are you pointing out something about the character that you don't really need to actually go to those extremes of actually, this is how the character feels, when it could be something like, you know, more of a hint on how the character feels, like, you know, the stamping the feet, you know, that conveys that, you know, that they've either got really cold feet, or maybe they're angry, or they've got pins and needles. But yeah, you know, not everything needs to be in the interior monologue. I suppose it's about balance, and it's about balance with everything in life and with writing and stuff. And we need to have a balance in our stories, and, you know, make it so that it is palatable for people to read. So think about if there's any of those highlighted interior monologues that you could actually adapt to be speech or just description. I don't know, maybe even action. I don't know, it depends, I suppose, on what it was. So yeah, and also it says, it talks about the mechanics of interior monologue. It said that in the past people have used italics, and that's not something you should use. You shouldn't use speech marks, because that's also not what you use. It did say that if it's like a sort of just a quick drop into someone's head, then you could use italics, but apart from that, it's just too much to cope with, because you know, reading in italics isn't easy. So, you know, if there's so much, then just have he said, she said. So yeah, there you go. I mean, like I said before, do get this book, because there are things, I mean, the thing is, I think I will probably actually investigate this subject a lot more, like I'm going to with proportions, because it's something that I've not really, I have obviously come across it, but it's not something that has actually resonated totally in my head, whereas now it is more. So if I look into it more and find out more information and explore this issue more, then maybe I could do a YouTube video just on interior monologue. And you know, but the thing is, like I said, I've already said, you know, we each take different things from books, so do get this book. I think, if I'm right, that it's not available on Amazon at the moment. I think probably quite a few people on my course have ordered this book, because it is quoted in the last blog that we just did. Plus, I've but I've put on Facebook about it, and I've put on in the OU forums about it, so you know there's a good chance that a lot of people have read it. So tomorrow is about easy beets, hopefully not beetroot. Oh my goodness, that was really rubbish. Oh, embarrassing or what? So yeah, easy beets tomorrow. I don't know what that is, and I can't be bothered looking now to go ahead and sort of like let's have a scan through, because I'm tired. I don't want to do some editing, because I really need to do some editing, because I've got a story that I want to finish and get edited, and I'm rocking backwards and forwards. So yeah, I'm going to upload this in a minute, and hopefully what I've talked about today has helped. Do get the book. Do really get the book. I've got other writing books that I probably might do the same thing that I'm doing with this. I've got one by Margaret Atwood coming at the moment. I can't remember what it's called, but one of the tutors on my course suggested it, so I thought I'd get it, because with with posting and packing it was only £3.80, so, and that's brand new, so it's not too bad. But obviously, you know, Margaret Atwood is a feminist writer, fiction writer, and she wrote The Handmaid's Tale, something, which I have read, and I wouldn't say I liked it. I'd say that it is in the same vein. No, I wouldn't say it's quite in the same vein as Brave New World, but it's like, you know, it's a thoughtful book. So yeah. Okay, so I'll be back tomorrow with more, and I might even do something else as well. I am intending to do these are all my writing books video soon, but I'm waiting for the Margaret Atwood book to arrive. Plus I ordered another one, which I can't remember what it is, so obviously I've got to wait for that to arrive as well. So I'm back to yours, so